Dobrý den, dámy a pánové, vážená paní prorektorko, vážená paní ředitelko, vážené kolegyně, vážení kolegové, milé studentky a milí studenti. Státní hymna České republiky, kterou jsme právě vyslechli, nám dává tušit, že se děje něco mimořádného. A je tomu opravdu tak. V tomto nejkrásnějším prostoru Univerzity Karlovy, v historické budově Karolína, právě teď vítáme vás, studenty z více než 60 zemí světa. Nejen proto, abychom slavnostně zahájili akademický rok 2025-26, ale také proto, abychom vám poděkovali za zájem o češtinu i za to, že jste si ke studiu vybrali právě Ústav jazykové a odborné přípravy, který je součástí Univerzity Karlovy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Vice Rector, Madam Director, dear colleagues, dear students, good morning. We have just heard the national anthem of the Czech Republic. This is a sign that something exceptional is happening. And that really is the case. Let us welcome you, students from over 60 countries around the world, to these most beautiful premises of Charles University, the historical building of Carolinum. We have invited you not only to ceremonially open the academic year 2025-2026, but also to thank you for your interest in Czech language and the fact that you have chosen to study at the Institute for Language and Preparatory Studies, part of Charles University.
My máme velkou radost z vašeho zájmu o český jazyk, historii a kulturu naší země. A jsem přesvědčena, že se na vás z rohu spokojeně a hrdě usmívá i Karel IV., zakladatel Univerzity Karlovy, jedné z nejstarších evropských univerzit.
Your interest in Czech language, culture and history of this country makes us happy. And I am sure that also Charles IV in the corner is looking at you with a happy smile. He was the founder of Charles University, one of the oldest universities in Europe.
Dovolte mi nyní představit ty, kdo působí ve vedení Univerzity Karlovy a našeho ústavu a reprezentují je dnes při této příležitosti. Paní profesorka Eva Voldřichová-Beránková, prorektorka Univerzity Karlovy pro zahraniční záležitosti.
Let me now introduce you the members of the management of Charles University and our institute who represent these institutions during this ceremony. Professor Eva Voldřichová-Beránková, Vice Rector of Charles University for International Affairs.
Paní doktorka Dana Hulková-Nývltová, ředitelka Ústavu jazykové a odborné přípravy.
Dr. Dana Hulková-Nývltová, Director of the Institute for Language and Preparatory Studies.
Pan doktor Pavel Pečený, zástupce ředitelky pro rozvoj.
Dr. Pavel Pečený, Deputy Director for Development.
Magistra Petra Landergott-Kalvínská, vedoucí studijního střediska Praha.
Petra Landergott-Kalvínská, Head of the Study Center in Prague.
Magistr Lukáš Vaňous, vedoucí studijního střediska Poděbrady.
And Lukáš Vaňous, Head of the Study Center in Poděbrady.
Dnes se v této velké aule sešel skoro celý svět. Více než 300 studentů z více než 60 zemí čeká před pomyslnou branou Univerzity Karlovy, kterou před vámi symbolicky otevře paní profesorka Voldřichová-Beránková, prorektorka Univerzity Karlovy pro zahraniční záležitosti.
Today, the whole world has gathered here in this great hall. More than 300 students from over 60 countries are waiting at the imaginary gate of Charles University. Professor Voldřichová-Beránková, Vice Rector for International Affairs, will open this gate for you.
Honorabiles, cives academici, vážení přítomní. Dovolte mi, abych vás uvítala ve velké aule staroslavného Karolina, kde na dnešní imatrikulaci vítáme na Univerzitě Karlově nové studenty Ústavu jazykové a odborné přípravy. Milé kolegyně a milí kolegové, jsem velmi ráda, že jste si pro svá studia zvolili právě naši alma mater, Univerzitu Karlovu.
Honorables, tives academici, distinguished guests, let me welcome you to the great hall of this historical building of Carolinum. Let us welcome today new students of the Institute for Language and Preparatory Studies at Charles University. Dear colleagues, I am glad that you have chosen Charles University, our alma mater, for your studies.
7. dubna 1348 totiž český a římský král Karel IV. V Praze zřídil první vysoké učení na sever od Alp a na východ od Paříže, aby, cituji, naši věrní obyvatelé království, kteří bez ustání lační po plodech vědění, se nemuseli v cizích zemích doprošovati almužny, ale aby našli v království stůl k pohoštění prostřený a aby se ti, jež vyznamená vrozená bystrost a nadni, stali poznáním věd vzdělanými a nebyli již více nuceni za účelem vyhledávání věd kraj světa obcházet, k cizím národům se obracet, nýbrž aby za svou slávu považovali, že mohou jiné z ciziny k sobě zváti a účastný je činiti té lahodné vůně a tak velikého vděku. I po staletích snad pořád ještě platí toto symbolické pozvání na hostinu a z něho vyplývající pojetí univerzity.
On the 7th of April, 1348, Charles IV, a Czech and Roman king, established in Prague the first university north of the Alps and east of Paris. And I quote, "And thus that our loyal people of the kingdom, who crave with unceasing hunger for the fruit of learning, should not need to beg for alms in foreign lands, but should find in our kingdom a table laid for feasting, and that those who are distinguished by their acuity, both innate and given from above, should become educated through the acquisition of knowledge, and should no longer be forced to wander around the world, turn to foreign nations, or to beg in alien parts in order to quench their craving, now considering such wandering useless, but that they should instead consider it their honor to be able to invite others from foreign lands, and let them partake of that delectable fragrance and great gratitude." We hope that this invitation for feast, as well as the related idea of university, is still valid after centuries.
Kvalita vysokého učení na jedné straně hrdě potvrzuje vyspělost dané země či regionu. Karel IV. Skutečně hodlal ze své Prahy udělat hlavní město Evropy, ale zároveň ho propojuje se zbytkem kontinentu. Tady v Praze někdy máme tendenci zapomínat, že Karel IV. Těch univerzit založil celkem 10 v několika různých zemích. Univerzitní studium láká na lahodné vůně cizí návštěvníky, ať už přijdou odkudkoliv, král jim slibuje zvláštní ochranu a záštitu svého majestátu a zároveň vlastní absolventy rozesílá ochutnávat do zbytku světa. Vždyť absolventi pražské almé matris byli od středověku automaticky habilitováni pro všechny univerzity křesťanského světa.
By its nature, university confirms the level of advancement of a country or a region. Charles IV really planned to make his Prague the capital of Europe. But at the same time, university is, by its nature, linked to the rest of the continent. We in Prague sometimes tend to forget that Charles IV founded 10 universities in total in several countries. University studies attract foreign visitors. Wherever the students come from, they have this promise to stay under the king's protection. And at the same time, it makes its graduates taste knowledge in the rest of the world, because the degree of the graduates of Prague's university has been valid in all of the universities of the Christian world in medieval times.
Jakožto opravdová universitas magistrorum et scholarium, tedy společenství mistrů a studentů, univerzita předpokládá úzkou každodenní spolupráci vyučujících, studentů i dalších zaměstnanců podílejících se na každodenním chodu instituce. Dnes bychom řekli, že podporuje nejen vynikající individuální výkony, ale i týmovou práci, sounáležitost a empatii.
University as Universitas Magistrorum et Scholarium, a community of experts and students, means close everyday cooperation of teachers, students, and other staff members who ensure the everyday management of the institution. Today, we would say that the university supports not only excellent individual achievements, but also teamwork, a sense of belonging, and empathy.
V souladu se středověkými zvyklostmi Karel IV. Vyjímá své univerzity ze soudních pravomocí, a to jak státu, tak církve. I když, nebo právě proto, že tato zásada byla v historii mnohokrát porušena, má své opodstatnění jako jakýsi symbolický prazáklad autonomie vysokých škol. Bádání by mělo být svobodné, nepodléhající jakémukoliv vnějšímu dohledu, cenzuře, ideologickému či komerčnímu tlaku.
As it was usual in the Middle Ages, Charles IV excluded his universities from the judicial power of both the state and the church. Although, or maybe because, this rule has been violated many times in history, it is the symbolic origin of the autonomy of universities. Research should be free, independent of any external control, censorship, and ideological or commercial pressure.
Univerzita vždycky byla svého druhu světem ve světě. Nikoli utopickým ostrovem odtrženým od okolního dění a žárlivě si střežícím svá akademická tajemství, ale přece jen jakýmsi konsenzuálně hájeným prostorem, v němž by každý nadaný člověk měl dostat šanci, v němž stojí za to říkat i nepříjemné pravdy a z něho žádná otázka není předem vyloučená. Moudří vladaři univerzity podporovali nebo je alespoň nechávali žít. Dobře totiž věděli, že takové zásobárny chytrých hlav se vždycky hodí a na nejrůznější studentské či akademické poklesky, provokace nebo dokonce otevřené spoury proto reagovali s až překvapivou mírností. Jak říká francouzský kronikář, není nic horšího než studenti, ale zaplať pánbůh za ně.
University has always been a world within a world. Not a utopian island isolated from what is happening and jealously guarding its academic secrets, but still a consensually protected space in which every talented person should be given a chance. A world where it is welcome to tell unpleasant truths, from which no question is excluded in advance. Wise rulers have supported or at least tolerated universities. They knew well that these brain pools were useful, and their reactions to any student or academic misdeeds, provocations, and revolts have always been surprisingly lenient. As a French chronicler says, there is nothing worse than students, but God bless them.
Pro samotné studenty pak univerzita představovala především naději a pohyb vpřed. Do poměrně statického modelu středověké společnosti totiž přinášela určitý druh geografické i sociální mobility. Vycestovat do cizí země se stává stejně možným, jako vystoupat výše po společenském žebříčku, vydělat si peníze, proniknout mezi nobilitu. V nejlepším případě projet celý tehdejší svět, získat zkušenosti a pak je dál předávat na své alma matris.
For students themselves, the university was a source of hope and progress. It brought geographical and social mobility into the static medieval society. It became possible to travel to other countries, climb the social ladder, earn money, and become a member of the aristocracy. At best, one could travel the whole world of the time, gain experience, and then share it further at one's alma mater.
I pro vás dnešní imatrikulací začne takováto peregrinatio academica. Jako prorektorka pro zahraniční záležitosti a otázky internacionalizace vám mohu slíbit, že Univerzita Karlova je i dnes skutečnou branou do světa. Nejen díky více než 400 partnerských institucí v rámci programu Erasmus+, ale také díky mezinárodnímu prostředí tady v Praze. Jehož jste samozřejmě součástí. Díky naší účasti ve stovkách mezinárodních sítí, vědeckých a výukových projektů, nebo díky naší velmi aktivní akademické diplomacii.
Your peregrinatio academica will start today as well. As the Vice Rector for International Affairs and Internationalization, I can promise you that Charles University is still a portal to the world. Not only thanks to over 400 partner Erasmus Plus institutions, but also thanks to the international environment here in Prague you belong to. Our participation in international networks, research and educational projects, and our active academic diplomacy.
I když jsme velmi starou institucí, věřím, že dokážeme se ctí obstát v dnešním propojeném světě a dát vám veškerou výbavu, kterou budete potřebovat jako budoucí globální lídři svých oborů. Vítejte u nás. Quod bonum, Felix, Faustum, Fortunatum que eveniat.
Although our university is very old, I believe we can succeed in today's interconnected world, and to prepare you for being the future global leaders in your fields. Welcome. Quod bonum, Felix, Faustum, Fortunatum que eveniat.
Děkujeme, paní prorektorko, za vaše slova ke studentům. Paní doktorka Dana Hůlková-Nývltová, ředitelka Ústavu jazykové a odborné přípravy, vás už přivítala virtuálně. Dnes vás ale přišla pozdravit i osobně.
Madam Vice Rector, thank you for your words. Dr. Dana Hůlková-Nývltová, Director of the Institute for Language and Preparatory Studies, has already welcomed you online, but today she has come to greet you in person.
Vážená paní prorektorko, vážené kolegyně, vážení kolegové, milé studentky, milí studenti, vážení hosté a milí všichni. Dovolte také mě vyjádřit radost z našeho společného setkání zde v historickém sále Karolína na začátku nového akademického roku 2025-2026.
Madam Vice Rector, dear colleagues, dear students, dear guests, dear all. I am happy that we are meeting here in the historical hall of Carolinum at the beginning of the new academic year 2025-2026.
Milé studentky, milí studenti, ráda bych především vám poděkovala, že jste si vybrali pro svůj první krok ke studiu v České republice právě Ústav jazykové a odborné přípravy Univerzity Karlovy. Jsem přesvědčená a přeji si, abyste na konci akademického roku byli stejně rádi jako já, že jste právě tady.
Dear students, I would mainly like to thank you for choosing the Institute for Language and Preparatory Studies as your first step towards studying in the Czech Republic. I am confident and I hope that by the end of the academic year you will be as happy as I am that you are here.
Mnozí máte velice ambiciózní cíl nastoupit na českou vysokou školu v češtině. Čeká vás nejen zajímavý, ale i velmi náročný rok. Nemusíte se však obávat, protože jste v dobrých rukou našich učitelek a učitelů, kurátorek a dalších pracovníků, kteří vás tímto rokem bezpečně provedou.
Many of you have a very ambitious goal, to go to a Czech university and study in Czech. This will be not only an exciting, but also a challenging year. But you do not have to worry, because you are in good hands with our teachers, academic supervisors, and other staff members who will guide you through this year.
Ze své strany vám garantujeme kvalitu výuky na úrovni Evropské vzdělávací instituce, studium je však především věcí spolupráce. Pokud chcete dosáhnout svého vysněného oboru, budete muset pilně pracovat. Mnozí z vás se ocitli poprvé mimo domov a jste v cizí zemi a my si plně uvědomujeme, jak náročné to může být a kolik odvahy potřebujete. Jsme zde, abychom vám pomohli tuto výzvu zvládnout.
We guarantee you a quality education at the level of a European educational institution. However, studying is about cooperation. You will have to work hard to reach the study field of your dreams. For many of you, it is the first time you are far from home in a foreign country. We are fully aware of how demanding it can be and how much courage you need. We are here to help you overcome this challenge.
Vaše pravidelná účast na výuce, píle a odhodlání jsou klíčem k našemu úspěchu. Tento rok může být pro vás přelomový, plný nových zážitků, kulturních objevů a přátelství, která mohou trvat celý život.
Regular class attendance, diligence, and determination are key to our success. This year can be critical for you, full of new experiences, cultural discoveries, and friendships that can last for life.
Ústav jazykové a odborné přípravy Univerzity Karlovy se zabývá nejen přípravou budoucích studentů univerzity v programech v češtině a v angličtině, ale učí také stávající studenty ze zahraničí, kteří na Univerzitu Karlovu přicházejí, a také realizuje celou škálu kurzů češtiny pro veřejnost. Všechny vás vítám na začátku nového akademického roku.
The Institute for Language and Preparatory Studies not only prepares future university students who will study in Czech and English, but also offers courses for current international students coming to Charles University, as well as a wide range of public Czech courses. I would like to welcome all of you to the new academic year.
Ať už plánujete studovat univerzitu v českém programu a musíte se tak naučit nový jazyk, nebo se chystáte ke studiu v angličtině, anebo se chcete prostě naučit dobře česky, my se těšíme, že vám v tom můžeme pomoci, protože to je naším posláním.
Some of you need to learn a new language because you plan to study in a university program in Czech. Some of you plan to study in English, and some of you simply want to achieve fluency in Czech. We look forward to helping you, as that is our mission.
Za dobu své více než 50leté existence jsme měli tu čest pomoci tisícům zahraničních studentů, kteří dnes působí jako renomovaní lékaři, inženýři, umělci, právníci a ekonomové. Jsme nesmírně pyšní na jejich úspěchy a věříme, že i vy budete pokračovat v této tradici.
Over more than 50 years of our history, we have had the honor of helping thousands of international students. They now work as renowned medical doctors, engineers, artists, lawyers, and economists. We are very proud of their achievements and believe that you will continue this tradition.
Teď jste i vy součástí Univerzity Karlovy a její více než 600leté historie. Přijeli jste z více než 60 zemí světa, což vytváří jedinečné multikulturní prostředí, které obohatí nejen vás, ale i nás všechny. Zájem studentů z celého světa o studium v České republice je důkazem, že princip univerzitního vzdělání, který se opírá o internacionalizaci, otevřenost a toleranci, funguje. Jako zahraniční studenti a studentky se stanete ambasadory myšlenky, že vzdělání otevírá dveře i srdce, kultivuje společnost a umožňuje poznat všechny pozitivní aspekty diverzity a jinakosti. Pojďte vstoupit, buďte pilní, nadšení, znalostichtiví, učte se a bavte se.
You are now members of Charles University and part of its more than 600-year history too. You have come from over 60 countries around the world, and this has created a unique multicultural environment that will enrich not only you, but all of us. Students from all around the world are interested in studying in the Czech Republic. It proves that the idea of university education based on internationalization, openness, and tolerance works. As international students, you will become ambassadors of the idea that education opens both doors and hearts. It cultivates society and makes it possible to know all the positive aspects of diversity and otherness. Please welcome. Make sure to be diligent and excited, to crave knowledge, to learn, and to have fun.
Děkujeme i vám, paní ředitelko, za vaše inspirující slova.
Madam Director, thank you for your inspiring words.
Kdo jiný se dokáže vžít do vašich pocitů, možná obav a nejistoty, než studenti, kteří na vašich místech seděli v minulých letech. Proto jsme pozvali 2 z nich, aby vás přišli povzbudit a podělit se s vámi o své zkušenosti. Tou první je Lín Ahmad ze Sýrie, která se ve studijním středisku Praha Krystal připravovala ke studiu na lékařské fakultě. Tím druhým bude Rivaldo Teixeira z Angoly, absolvent přípravného programu ke studiu technických oborů ve studijním středisku Poděbrady.
Who else can put themselves in your shoes better than the students who sat in the same seats as you do in the past years? This is why we have invited two of them. They have come to encourage you and to share their experience. Let me welcome Lín Ahmad from Syria. She studied the preparatory program for medicine at Prague Crystal Study Center. I would also like to welcome Rivaldo Teixeira from Angola. He graduated from a preparatory program for engineering studies at the Poděbrady Study Center.
Dear teachers and colleagues, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you today in this historic Carolinum to the beginning of your journey here at the Institute of Language and Preparatory Studies of Charles University, or UJOP, UK. You are sitting in a place that has been the heart of Charles University for centuries. Generations of students before you have walked through these doors with the same mixture of excitement, curiosity, and maybe a little nervousness that you are feeling right now. After studying a year at UJOP and then another year at the Medical Faculty of Charles University in Pilsen, I can confidently say that this year will be a special one that will probably stay and stick with you forever through the memories and lessons learned here. I think you will find it quite special to be in a place with people from all over the world and to be able to experience the world through a new language, but also to prepare yourselves for a bright future ahead of you. Of course, it is only normal to be quite overwhelmed with the amount of work that lies ahead of you, and on top of that, having to navigate through a new environment and new culture. But that is what the teachers here at UJOP are going to help you with. What lies ahead of you is not only a year of studying, but also a year of transformation. You will learn not only about the Czech language and culture, but about yourselves, your resilience, your strengths, and your ability to adapt. I remember feeling completely helpless at some points, thinking, there is no way I can do this, especially being a non-Slavic student with no prior knowledge of the Czech language. But here I am, a living proof that this is possible with hard work and a strong will. Also, that the team of teachers here and administrators here at UJOP is one that is trained to guide you through this journey just as they did with mine. I think the best piece of advice would be to keep going and never give up. Don't let negative thoughts and talk get to you, and to always have a plan B. But at the same time, to be patient with yourselves and ask for help when needed. You should also be open to new knowledge, new friendships, and new mistakes, because that is all a part of learning. I think for any of you planning to work not only in the medical field, but in the workplace in general, these characteristics are crucial for your career and success. Today is the beginning of something important. A year from now, you will probably look back and realize how much you have grown. And when you do, I hope you will also remember this day, the day you became a part of the Charles University community. I wish you all courage and joy and curiosity in the year ahead. Welcome and good luck. Thank you.
Bonjour. Merci. 1 minute, please. Well, dear teachers, ladies and gentlemen, dear new students, today marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life. My name is Rivaldo Teixeira. I'm from Angola, and like most of you, at the last year, I was here at that place, is just like you. To be honest, I was surprised when they invited me to speak, because I wasn't the best student. I wasn't even between the best. But maybe that's exactly why I'm standing here, to give you the real perspective, to show you that it's not only about results. It is about growth, about courage, and persistence. When I arrived here, I was nervous. When I arrived to Podbrad, I was nervous, because I knew that I came with a lot of gaps, especially in mathematics and physics. And that time, I really felt lost. Even GPS could not find me. But step by step, krok za krokem, with patience, discipline, and with the support of my teachers, I could overcome most of these gaps. I really could overcome most of these gaps. So I just wanted to use the chance right now to thank all of my teachers, all of the staff, the coordinators from the school, for their kindness, friendship, and patience with me. Because without them, without my classmates, without all of the friends that I made at this school, all of the people, for real, I could not finish this program. I would not have finished this program. So this year will not always be easy. Sometimes you will ask yourself why you came here. But remember, calm sea never made a good sailor. Every challenge you face here will be part of the process that will make you stronger, that will make you more independent, and will prepare you for the university. So just respect the process. Don't you skip steps. Yeah, step by step. Never forget the reason that brought you here. So I would like for you to allow me to share with you some pieces of advices. First advices, be careful with freedom. Here you'll be free, far away from your home, your parents. You can do whatever you want, but freedom can be a trap. So learn to separate your wants from your needs. Second advice, know yourself. Knowing yourself, you'll be knowing your limits. Because some of your classmates will succeed without studying, but your path is your own. Don't you compare your path, your journey with the other. You're one of one. So, third advice, take care of your mental health. Go out, go make sports, go drink some perliva voda, some mineral voda. Go meet people. Yeah, go out. I'm not telling you to go to the bar, to clubs, but go out, take care of your mental health. Because life on UJOP is not only about study, but it's about growing as a person. Because then you also will learn practical lessons. You learn to cooking, doing laundry, you learn to manage money, and living with the others. So, my message to you is simple. Don't give up. Feel free to make mistakes, but remember to don't repeat the same mistakes. Don't you feel guilty if you make mistakes, but don't repeat the same mistakes. Don't give up. Focus always. Don't you forget the reason that brought you here. Write it down, put it in your wall, and let it guide you through the difficult days. And then you will finish it with success. So I wish you courage, patience, good memories. May you find, as I did, not only academic progress, but also a part of yourself that you didn't know that was missing. So welcome to Czech Republic, welcome to Charles University, and welcome to this new chapter of your life. I wish you good luck. Thank you.
Děkuji vám oběma za milá slova a i za to, jakou čest děláte Ústavu jazykové a odborné přípravy i nadále.
Thank you both for your words and for being a credit to UJOP.
Óda na radost Ludwiga van Beethovena, kterou nyní uslyšíme, se v roce 1985 stala oficiální hymnou Evropské unie. Původně se jednalo o báseň Friedricha Schillera a oslavuje přátelství mezi lidmi. Jistě i vy v následujících měsících navážete nová přátelství. Cennější o to, že se setkáváte s názory a myšlením lidí různých národností a kultur. Poznáte, že s nimi nemusíte souhlasit, ale můžete je respektovat. A to je v dnešním světě velmi důležité.
We will now hear the Ode to Joy by Ludwig van Beethoven. In 1985, it became the official anthem of the European Union. Originally, it was a poem by Friedrich Schiller, celebrating friendship among people. I believe that you too will make new friendships in the months to come. They will be even more valuable as you will get to know the opinions and ideas of people of different nationalities and cultures. You will learn that you do not have to agree with them, but can still respect them. And that is important in today's turbulent world.
Pojďme si teď krátce připomenout historii Karlovy univerzity a říct si něco o tom, co vidíme kolem sebe. Průvodcem nám bude historička paní doktorka Milada Sekirková z Ústavu dějin Univerzity Karlovy.
Let us now go briefly through the history of Charles University and talk about this place. Dr. Milada Sekirova, historian from the Institute of the History of Charles University, will be our guide.
Good morning, young colleague. Good morning and welcome at the Charles University. You are coming to study at the university, which is the oldest in Central Europe, founded in year 1348 by King Charles, which figure you can find right here. And it was time when our country was not Czech Republic, but it was called Bohemia. So the name Bohemia you find in many places in Prague. Wherever you will walk, you find Bohemian crystal shops. And so Charles was not only king of Bohemia, but he was as well emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. And his period was the most important in our history, because under him, Prague for about 30 years was the largest and the most important city of Europe. To increase the importance of the country, he founded his Studium Generale. It means university with 4 faculties. In hierarchy, it was faculty of theology, faculty of law, faculty of medicine, and faculty of arts. So to Prague came students from many European countries, and the organization of the students was up to countries from which students originated. It means here was Bohemian nation, Bavarian nation, Polish nation, and Saxonian nation. So importance of the university took about 100 years, so later, so a little bit decreased. I won't speak only about the history of this institution, but as well a couple of words about the country. So the Bohemia was founded by Prince Wenceslas, because I would like to introduce you as well to the place where you are and what you can find here. And just the big tapestry in front of you concentrate all history of the university. So in the mid is King Charles, who is giving university under the protection of St. Wenceslas, standing up man. Maybe some of you know Christmas carol about good King Wenceslas, and it is right him. And he is protector of the country. And here you find King Charles praying Wenceslas to save all country and save the university. So you can find there as well symbol of 4 foreign faculties. So from the left, pelican, like symbol of faculty of medicine. Next to is a space, symbol of faculty of arts. In the mid is a big letter K, like Carolus, because charter of foundation, and as well language of the teaching, it was Latin language, yeah, and in Latin, Charles, it's Carolus. On the right side from the letter is a symbol of faculty of law, and the last bird, eagle, is symbol of faculty of the theology. So there you can find as well symbol of some country, region, because Bohemia was not official name of the country. It was the land of the Bohemian crowns, and under this roof, we can say, went different regions, and on the ceiling you can find just coat of arms of the region which were part of the Bohemian of the lands of the Bohemian crown. So university history of the university is more than 600 years old, as you have heard already, so in different waves. So sometimes it was more important institution, sometimes a little bit decreased importance of the university. So since the 17th century, it was a connection of this place where you are sitting and Clementinum. I'm sure that the most of you will go to study to Clementinum, where now is seat of the National Library. And for many centuries, it was as well seat of the university, like a place of the teaching. So in Clementinum was a seat of faculties, faculty of medicine and faculty of law. And Clementinum, it was seat of faculty of theology and faculty of arts. Now there is only the National Library, when you can find millions of the book for your studies. So the language of the teaching changed here in the 18th century. Bohemia was country with a mixed population. Since Middle Ages, here was living Slavic, Czech nation, German nation, and here was important Jewish community. So that's why a long time here was spoken in 2 languages. And in the 18th century, when Bohemia was a part part of the Habsburg monarchy, so language of the teaching switch from Latin to the German language, yeah? And 100 years later, in 1880s, this German-speaking university divided into independent universities, Czech-speaking and German-speaking. So since 1880s, here were two parallel universities, both working here in Carolinum and as well in the Clementinum. And it was situation until start of World War II. So establishment of the Czechoslovak Republic in 1918 changed nothing in this situation. Ever next 20 years, here were two universities, Czech and German speaking. During World War II, our country was occupied by the Nazis, and the Czech university was closed. Not only this one, but as well Czech University in Brno and the Czech technical universities in Prague, in Brno. And during World War II, only German university was working in Prague, and ever in the same buildings. It was time when didn't exist only Carolinum and Clementinum like buildings of the teaching, but was built already quite new quarter, which is now like Albertov now. And now in Albertov are faculties of the nature, faculty of mathematics and medical faculties. So again, places which many of you will recognize during your studies. Well, and after the war, so German university vice versa was closed, and since 1945, only Charles University is working in these spaces, which I have already mentioned. So you are now sitting in Aula Magna, which is the central ceremonial space of the Charles University. All important ceremonies take place only here every year in April. So the university here, just remember, foundation with a concert on other special events. So here comes appointment of the new professor of the university, all immatriculation, where you are now participating, and as well or graduating ceremonies from the grade of the master. Bachelor ceremonies take place in other place because this hall doesn't have enough capacity. So now university has over 50,000 students, 17 faculties, and it's not enough. I already mentioned the tapestry, but we have here as well some other attributes commemorating history of the university. University was founded in the Gothic period, and this building is property of the university since this time. And if you have a look back, there is a Gothic gate, yeah, which is from the time of the original building, which was property of Rotlev family. In the corridor there you can find outside, when you leave the hall, there you can find coat of arms of Rotlev family, again commemorating the original family who built this originally much smaller house. And over there on the other side is a Gothic chapel, which is from the same period. So Gothic was succeeded by Renaissance time, and next to the chapel is a cenotaph, so tombstone, we can say, of one of Renaissance masters at the university, Matyáš Kolín of Chotěřina, and the Baroque time is commemorated by the panel with 9 muse. And modern history, so is in touch with the flags which you find over there. There you can find Czech flag, so Prague flag. This is this yellow and red one, European, because Czech Republic is member of the European Union since 2004. And in the mid is the free pole. And this pole is free since January 1969, when the student of Faculty of Arts, Jan Palach, burned himself. Yeah, it was a victim which protest against invasion of armies of Warsavian Pact to Czechoslovakia. So he burned himself at Wenceslas Square, but was student of the university, and his coffin then was on display here in the courtyard of Carolinum, where you find as well a desk with name of Jan Palach, and with Czechoslovak flag, which was originally here on the middle pole, was covered the coffin of Jan Palach. Yeah? And to his memory, since this pole is ever free. Yes, so it's just a couple of words about the history. So I wish you now here success in Prague, enjoy Prague, and when you will walk around the city, you find as well many routes commemorating the university. For example, if you will cross the Charles Bridge from this side, the first sculpture on the left side, it is Saint Ivo, who is patron saint of Faculty of Law. On the other side of the river, the last sculpture on the right side, there are Saint Cosma and Damian, who are patron saint of Faculty of Medicine. And walking around Prague, you find as well a lot of other routes commemorating importance and history of the Charles University. So big success in your studies and enjoy Prague. Good.
Děkujeme, díky vám jsme se zase mohli dozvědět o něco víc o historii Karlovy univerzity.
Thank you for telling us more about the history of Charles University.
Při všech akademických příležitostech zní v Karolínu neoficiální studentská hymna Gaudamus igitur. Nejinak tomu bude i dnes. Melodie písně vznikla už ve 13. století a protože se i vy tímto dnem stáváte studenty Univerzity Karlovy, bude to i vaše hymna.
At all academic events, Gaudamus igitur, an unofficial student anthem, is played in Carolinum. Today will be no exception. The melody of the song dates back to the 13th century, and as you are becoming students of Charles University today, it will also become your anthem.
Milí přátelé, akademický rok 2025-26 je zahájen a já nám přeji, aby byl pro nás všechny šťastný a úspěšný.
Dear friends, the academic year 2025-2026 has started. I hope it will be a happy and successful year for all of us.
Ještě než se rozejdeme, přijměte prosím pozvání paní ředitelky Ústavu jazykové a odborné přípravy ke společnému fotografování na nádvoří Karolína. Děkuji.
And just before we leave, the director of UJOP is inviting us all to take a picture in the courtyard of Carolinum. Thank you.